The Galactic Empire had ruled the galaxy for centuries. Their ships were fast and powerful, their weapons could destroy entire planets. They were proud of their ability to detect any movement in space. No one could hide from them. They controlled thousands of star systems with strict authority. Earth, a small blue planet in a quiet corner of the galaxy, was considered weak and unimportant. The Empire rarely paid attention to it. But something was about to change. Captain Daehyun stood on the bridge of his ship, the Emperor's flagship, staring at the screens. They showed nothing unusual. All systems were normal. Then a warning light blinked on one console. Daehyun frowned. He checked the coordinates. Something was there, but the sensors could not fully detect it. It was too quiet, too still. He called the communications officer, Hannah, over. "Hannah, do you see this?" he asked. Hannah shook her head. "There is nothing on long-range sensors, Captain. Only visual. It's like it appeared out of nowhere." Daehyun felt a chill run down his spine. He had never seen anything like this in his 20 years of service. The Empire had always been able to detect ships before they arrived. Their technology was flawless. Yet here was a fleet near Earth that triggered no alarms. Nothing. It was impossible. Admiral Junwoo entered the bridge, his face serious. "Report, Captain. What is going on?" Daehyun turned to him. "Sir, we see a fleet near Earth. No hyperspace signature, no energy output, nothing. It's as if they just appeared." Junwoo's brow furrowed. He leaned over the console, studying the screens. His hands tightened into fists. "This is a human fleet, isn't it?" Daehyun nodded. "Yes, sir. But they are not attacking. They are just there. Silent. Calm." The Admiral took a deep breath. "Alert the Council. This is serious. They could be preparing something. We cannot underestimate them." Meanwhile, far from the Empire's ships, the human fleet floated near Earth. Commander Minesio stood on the bridge of the lead warship. She observed the Empire's response through long-range sensors. She had expected them to react with alarm, yet they were calm at first, then nervous. That nervousness pleased her. The humans had prepared for this moment carefully. They had waited decades, building ships, training crews, and studying the Empire's behavior. They had not come to conquer, only to show strength. Minesio turned to Lieutenant Jae-hyun, who was monitoring the Empire's fleet. "Their ships are moving, but slowly. They are trying to detect us. It won't work. We are ready." Jae-hyun nodded. "Yes, Commander. They have no idea we disabled their sensors." Back on the Empire's flagship, panic began to spread. The council members were gathering in the main chamber. Counselor Hygiene spoke first. "How could this happen? Their fleet reached Earth and no alarms were triggered. It is impossible. Our sensors are perfect." Admiral Junwoo stood beside her. "It is true. We have never encountered humans like this. Their calm is unsettling." A younger officer, Sumin, whispered, "Sir, what if they have weapons beyond our understanding?" Junwoo shook his head. "Do not assume yet. They are silent, but they have not attacked." "That is unusual," the council argued. Some wanted to strike immediately, to destroy the fleet before it could gain strength. Others warned caution. Humans were unpredictable. They did not always follow the logic of other species. Meanwhile, the human fleet made a slow, deliberate approach. Their ships were large but not ostentatious. They did not flash weapons or shields. They floated silently, almost like they were part of space itself. The Empire's scouts tried to approach, but as they came near, their engines faltered. Systems went offline. No attack had been made. They simply could not move. Captain Daehyun observed this with disbelief. "Admiral, our ships are losing power. There is no explanation. No visible attack." Junwoo's eyes narrowed. "Humans. They are doing this without firing a single shot." On the human fleet, Minesio allowed herself a small smile. The humans had calculated everything. They had prepared the Empire for fear without shedding blood. They understood that the calm before the storm was more terrifying than any weapon. Back on Earth, people watched the sky as bright ships appeared in orbit. They did not understand the tension above them, in the cold expanse of space. Schools, cities, and towns went on as usual, unaware of the silent power waiting just outside the atmosphere. Humans had come to protect their home, and the rest of the galaxy would soon understand why. In the council chamber, panic turned into fear. No one could comprehend the calmness of the human fleet. No alarms, no warnings, and yet the Empire felt vulnerable. Counselor Hygiene spoke again. If they can reach Earth without being detected, what else can they do? Junwoo's voice was steady but grim. We must assume they can do anything. They are patient, disciplined, and unlike any humans we have faced before. The council fell silent. Outside, the stars shone brightly, oblivious to the tension below. The human fleet remained still, a quiet force of nature. Their presence alone communicated a warning. The Empire could not intimidate them, and the humans were not to be underestimated. Minacio walked along the observation deck of her ship, watching the Empire's fleet through reinforced glass. She felt no fear. Their calm presence was intentional. Humans had learned patience, strategy, and the art of silent strength. The Empire would realize soon enough that aggression was not needed to command respect. As hours passed, more human ships appeared in orbit. Not all had been detected at first. The Empire scrambled its forces, but every movement seemed anticipated. Each human ship remained composed, waiting for the moment when the Empire would understand the true power of silence. Captain Daehyun and Admiral Junwoo tried every tactic. They sent messages, fired probes, and attempted communication. Nothing worked. The humans did not respond aggressively. They only observed, calm and confident. Hannah, the communications officer, whispered to Daehyun, "Sir, I have never seen anything like this. Their fleet, it's like they are controlling everything without trying." Junwoo nodded slowly. "Yes, Hannah, that is what terrifies me. They do not need alarms or war cries. Their mere presence is enough." On the human ships, Minacio issued quiet orders. "Maintain position. Do not engage. Let them realize their limits." Lieutenant Jaehyun looked at her, concerned. "Commander, what if they attack first?" Minacio shook her head. "They will not. Humans understand strength and restraint. We have waited for this moment for decades. It is time they understand our patience as power." And so, the silent human fleet held its position. The Empire, for the first time in centuries, faced uncertainty. Their sensors had failed, their systems were compromised, and their pride was shaken. Humans had arrived, and without firing a single shot, they had instilled fear across the Galactic Empire. The calm of the humans was louder than any alarm could ever be, and that calm would change the galaxy forever. The human fleet continued to drift silently near Earth's orbit, and the Empire's commanders were growing increasingly frustrated. Captain Hyun-soo of the Empire's scouting vessel stared at the blinking control panel. Nothing responded. Engines, weapons, communication systems, all dead without explanation. He turned to his crew, panic clear in his eyes. "Report. Why is everything offline?" Lieutenant Sulki shook her head, her hands trembling. "Sir, there is no attack. The ships are just there. We can't detect any weapons firing. Our systems just fail near them." Hyun-soo clenched his fists. "Impossible. This shouldn't happen. We have the most advanced technology in the galaxy." Meanwhile, on the human lead ship, Commander Heijin watched the Empire's fleets through the observation window. He was calm. He turned to Officer Boare. "They are confused. Let them stay that way. We will not attack. We only show our presence." Boare nodded. "Yes, Commander. They cannot see our full strength." "Not yet." The Empire's Council had called an emergency meeting. Counselor Mi-sun spoke first, her voice urgent. "How could they appear so close to Earth without being detected? Our sensors are flawless." Admiral Kyung-ho stood near the main console. "They are not following the rules of other species. They are quiet, patient, and highly disciplined. We must not underestimate them." A junior officer, Ji-hoon, whispered nervously, Sir, what if their calm hides their true power? Kyung-ho nodded slowly. We must assume it does. Prepare all fleets for a possible strike, but proceed with caution. Do not provoke them. On the human fleet, the ships moved slightly, a calculated and minimal shift to a new position. The Empire's scouts tried to follow, but as soon as they came closer, their systems malfunctioned again. No shots were fired. No shields activated. It was as if the human ships themselves were a field of energy that interfered with technology. Commander Hae-jin gave orders quietly. Maintain formation. Watch their response, but do not engage. We want them to understand that we control the situation without using force. ORA adjusted the long-range sensors. Their fleet is trying to regroup, Commander. They are cautious. Hae-jin smiled slightly. Good. Let them be cautious. It is more frightening than any weapon. Back in the Empire's flagship, panic was growing. Captain Hyun-soo reported that one of their frigates had completely lost power. No alarms, no explosions, just dead. Admiral Kyung-ho realized that the humans were not attacking, they were demonstrating control over the Empire itself. Counselor Mi-sun looked pale. If they can disable our ships without touching them, what else can they do? We cannot fight them as usual. Kyung-ho nodded. They are teaching us fear without firing a single shot. This is unlike anything we have faced before. Meanwhile, the human fleet observed Earth's surface. Commander Hae-jin could see lights from cities and towns. People were unaware of the danger above them, and that was the way it should be. Humans were showing the Empire that strength and patience could protect their home without needing to destroy. Lieutenant Boare approached him. Commander, they are trying new tactics. They are testing us. Hae-jin nodded. Yes, let them test. We will wait. Their impatience will reveal their weaknesses. On another Imperial ship, Captain Min-ho shouted over the alarms. Sir, another frigate has gone offline. We are losing control. Admiral Kyung-ho closed his eyes briefly, then opened them with a look of determination. Do not panic. Focus on gathering information. These humans are different, but we will survive if we learn quickly. On the human fleet, the calmness continued. They did not chase or attack. Their strategy was simple. Demonstrate that humans were patient, resilient, and in control. Each human ship remained in position, but the crews were alert, ready for any move the Empire might take. Commander Hae-jin thought about Earth's history. Humans had survived against impossible odds on their planet. They had fought, adapted, and grown stronger through every challenge. This silent fleet was the culmination of that resilience, a way to protect Earth without immediate violence, but with overwhelming potential if provoked. Back in the Empire's council chamber, panic was turning into fear. Counselor Mi-sun spoke again, voice trembling. They did not sound any alarms. Their ships are silent, but our fleet is helpless. They could destroy us without even firing. Admiral Kyung-ho addressed the council. We must understand them. Their calm is a weapon. Patience is their strength. Our arrogance is our weakness. Meanwhile, humans continued their quiet observation. Commander Hae-jin turned to Boare. We have made our point. Let them understand that attacking us would be a mistake. But we will not harm them unless necessary. Boare nodded. They will learn that their fear is justified. Back in the Empire, Captain Hyun-soo struggled to maintain order. His crew whispered rumors about humans with supernatural abilities, capable of shutting down entire fleets with their presence. Fear spread across the ships faster than any laser blast ever could. Admiral Kyung-ho made a decision. Send a message, but do not provoke. Let them know we are watching and learning. The humans received the message calmly. Commander Hae-jin allowed himself a small smile. They try to communicate, but they do not understand the lesson yet. Let them continue to realize the truth themselves. Lieutenant Boare observed the Empire's formation through sensors. Commander, their movements are chaotic. Their fear is visible even from here. Hae-jin replied, yes, fear is a tool. And now, they are learning to respect humans without a single human shot being fired. Hours turned into days. The Empire's fleet remained near Earth, attempting to understand the humans. They tried scanning, probing, and sending messages, but all failed. The humans were silent, patient, and untouchable in their calm. The Empire realized that humans were unlike any species they had ever encountered. Their methods were strange to the Empire, yet effective. The calmness of humans caused fear, uncertainty, and confusion. No alarms had been triggered, yet the Empire felt weaker than ever. Commander Heijin stood on the observation deck, watching the Empire struggle. He knew the humans had accomplished their goal without violence. They had taught the galaxy a lesson. Calm and strategy could defeat arrogance and power. The silence of the human fleet was louder than any attack, and it was just the beginning. The Empire could no longer ignore the humans. The calm fleet near Earth had disabled their ships and frustrated their commanders. Captain Sung Woo of the Empire's battleship was pacing the bridge, staring at his screens. Systems failed as soon as they approached the humans, and even communication attempts were blocked. He turned to his crew. Prepare all defenses. They may strike at any moment. Lieutenant Hairin shook her head. Sir, they are not moving to attack. Their fleet is calm. Sung Woo ran a hand through his hair. Exactly. That is what worries me. They do not behave like any species we know. Their calm is a threat on its own. Admiral Sujin observed the humans from the Empire's main command ship. Her hands rested lightly on the console. They are showing us restraint. It is unnerving. We cannot read them, cannot predict them. Our standard tactics will fail. On the human fleet, Commander Jiho maintained his position, watching the Empire's fleet struggle. Beside him, Officer Minji analyzed the sensors. Commander, they are debating internally. Some want to attack, others fear us. Jiho nodded. Let them debate. Our presence alone is teaching them a lesson. Patience is more powerful than weapons when used correctly. The Empire's council convened once again. Counselor Day-1 spoke first, frustration in his voice. Their fleet reached Earth and has caused massive malfunctions. Our best ships are offline. How can this be? Admiral Sujin replied. We are facing humans unlike any before. Their calm is deliberate. Their fleet is not aggressive, yet it has taken control of the situation. We are vulnerable without realizing it. Captain Sung Woo glanced at the screens. He saw the Empire's scout ships frozen in space, their engines silent. Sir, our ships are unable to move near them. Every attempt fails. Sujin's expression was grim. We cannot fight them with force. We must think differently. We must understand them. Meanwhile, the human fleet slowly adjusted its position, a minor shift calculated to influence the Empire's formations without initiating combat. Commander Jiho spoke to Minji. They are trying to provoke a response. Do not give them one. We maintain calm. Minji nodded. Yes, Commander. They are reacting. The fear is visible even from this distance. On Earth, news of the mysterious fleet reached the public in small doses. Scientists and governments noticed unusual readings, but civilians were largely unaware of the danger above. Humanity's presence in space remained invisible to the general population, a silent protection. Commander Jiho allowed a small smile. Humans did not need fear to be seen, they only needed preparedness. In the Empire's flagship, Counselor Day-1 grew desperate. They are silent, yet our ships are paralyzed. What power do they possess? Sujin replied calmly. Their power lies not in destruction but in control. Their discipline, patience, and technology surpass our expectations. This is why alarms were never triggered. We never detected their approach, and now we face the consequences. Captain Sung Woo stared at his console. He saw that several of their warships were drifting, engines dead, sensors failing. It feels like they can manipulate our systems without touching them. Admiral Sujin nodded. In a way, they do. They are showing the Empire that aggression is not the only path to strength. Calmness, patience, and strategy can command respect more than weapons. On the human fleet, Jiho addressed his officers. Observe their reactions closely. They do not understand our full capabilities yet. Let them come to terms with the lesson themselves. Lieutenant Minji monitored the Empire's fleet. Commander, they are becoming cautious. Their movements are hesitant, uncertain. Jiho nodded. Good. This is what we want. They must learn restraint. Our calm is more terrifying than firepower. The Empire tried every tactic. They scanned, probed, sent messages, but nothing penetrated the human strategy. Each attempt to provoke or challenge the humans was met with patience and quiet discipline. No attack, no escalation, only presence. Captain Sung-woo was becoming desperate. Sir, another cruiser has lost all systems. We cannot respond. Admiral Sujin closed her eyes briefly and spoke softly. We must accept it. We are dealing with humans, and their approach is beyond our usual experience. On the human fleet, Jiho looked at Earth below. The planet glowed with life. Humans had survived countless threats throughout history. This silent fleet was their way to protect it now, without immediate destruction, showing power while avoiding bloodshed. Boare, another officer, spoke. Commander, they will try again to communicate. They are learning slowly. Jiho nodded. Yes, let them learn. Each attempt brings them closer to understanding the limits of their arrogance. Hours passed, and the Empire continued to struggle. The humans were patient, organized, and controlled. Their calm spread fear across the Empire's fleets. Captain Sung-woo could see the panic in the officers around him. Systems failing, orders ignored, and the human fleet simply floated, calm and undisturbed. Admiral Sujin addressed the council. We cannot fight them as we would any other species. Their methods are different. They do not strike yet command respect. They teach without violence. Back on the human fleet, Jiho watched the Empire scramble, silent but alert. They fear what they do not understand. That fear is our weapon now. We need only patience to win this moment. Minji added, Commander, their formations are breaking down. Confusion is spreading. Jiho nodded. Exactly. Observe, learn, but do not act aggressively. Let them see the consequences of misjudging humans. The Empire realized they were outmatched not by force, but by control and understanding. Their pride had led them to assume humans were simple, weak, and predictable. Now they were learning that strength came in other forms. Calm, patience, and strategy. Commander Jiho stood at the observation deck, looking at the stars. Humans had arrived not to conquer, but to show that even in silence, they were a force to be respected. The Empire would remember this moment forever, not because of destruction, but because humans had taught them fear without a single shot being fired. And so the silent fleet held its place near Earth, a reminder that the quietest strength could be the most powerful. The Empire's fleets were immobilized, their systems failing, their pride shaken. Humans had arrived, calm and unyielding, and the galaxy would never forget their presence. The Galactic Empire had never faced humans like this before. The calm fleet near Earth continued to hold its position, and the Empire's commanders were growing increasingly uneasy. Captain Jin-woo of the Empire's cruiser stared at the sensors in disbelief. Every attempt to move closer to the human ships resulted in system failures. Engines, shields, and communications all went offline. He turned to his first officer, So Young. Explain this. How can their fleet disable our ships without firing? So Young shook her head. Captain, I don't know. Our technology does not account for this. Their presence alone seems to interfere with our systems. Admiral Hyunmi on the flagship bridge observed the humans through long-range cameras. Her expression was calm but tense. They are teaching us patience through fear. Every ship they command is disciplined. Every movement is intentional. This is a lesson in control, not attack. Meanwhile, on the human lead ship, Commander Sun-woo monitored the Empire's reactions carefully. Officer Bomi stood beside him, analyzing sensor data. Commander, they are debating whether to attack or retreat. Their hesitation shows fear. Sun-woo nodded. Let them debate. Fear is a teacher. We do not attack yet. They must come to understand the consequences of underestimating humans. On the Empire's council chamber, Counselor Hoon spoke urgently. How can a species appear so close to Earth without detection? Our alarms should have triggered. How is this possible? Admiral Hyame addressed the council. We are witnessing humans in a form we have not studied before. Their calm, their patience, their silence. They are a weapon. Our ships are paralyzed, yet no shot has been fired. Captain Jinwoo turned to the council members. Our frigates are offline. Our cruisers are drifting. We cannot move near them. We are at their mercy without realizing it. Back on the human fleet, Sun Wu gave quiet orders. Maintain formation. Observe but do not provoke. Let them see the limits of their arrogance. Officer Bomi added, Commander, their fleets are attempting communication again. They are trying to understand us. Sun Wu nodded. Let them try. Every attempt will teach them restraint. We control this moment by waiting, by holding our calm. In the Empire's scouting ships, Captain Minsuk reported another failure. Sir, our sensors fail near every human ship. Engines shut down when we approach. We are helpless. Admiral Hyame listened carefully. Yes, Captain. That is the point. They do not attack, yet they control us. Our arrogance led us to believe humans were weak. Now we see their strength is in patience and discipline. Meanwhile, humans scanned Earth's surface. The planet glowed with lights from cities and towns. Civilians remained unaware of the silent struggle above. Sun Wu thought of humanity's history, how humans survived countless threats. This fleet represented the culmination of that resilience, a demonstration that calm and strategy could protect Earth without immediate violence. Officer Bomi spoke quietly. Commander, they will continue to send ships closer. Their fear is visible even from here. Sun Wu nodded. Exactly. Let them continue. They will understand that misjudging humans carries consequences. The Empire's fleet tried new tactics, but each attempt failed. Human ships adjusted positions minimally but intentionally, never engaging directly. The Empire's crews grew anxious. Captain Jinwoo's officers whispered about human abilities, saying they seemed to manipulate space itself. Fear spread faster than any weapon could. Admiral Hyame addressed the council. We cannot fight them as we fight others. Humans are not predictable. They do not strike, yet they hold power. Their patience commands respect. Our pride blinds us to their strength. On the human fleet, Sun Wu watched the Empire scramble, silent but alert. They fear the unknown. That fear is our weapon. We need only patience to teach them. Bomi observed sensor readings. Commander, their formations are unstable. Confusion spreads through their fleet. Sun Wu replied, Let them observe. We will not provoke. Calm and control are stronger than firepower in this moment. The Empire realized that humans were unmatched, not by destruction, but by strategy and discipline. Their previous assumptions of human weakness had been incorrect. Calmness, patience, and intelligence were their true weapons. Commander Sun Wu stood at the observation deck, looking out at the stars. The silent fleet had accomplished its goal. Without firing a single shot, they had shown the galaxy the strength of human strategy. The Empire's pride was shaken, and its fleets immobilized. Humans had arrived, calm and unyielding, proving that the quietest power could be the most terrifying. The Empire's commanders met in tense silence, understanding that they had never faced a species like this. Their arrogance, their reliance on alarms and technology had been exposed. Humans were patient, disciplined, and observant. They did not strike immediately, yet the Empire felt their control everywhere. Sun Wu turned to Bomi. The lesson is clear. Humans need not fight to be feared. Calm is our power, and patience our weapon. Bomi nodded. Commander, the Empire will remember this day. They will never forget the quiet strength of humans. As hours passed, the human fleet held its position, a silent guardian of Earth. The Empire's fleets remained frozen, uncertain, and cautious. No alarms, no explosions, only presence and discipline. Humans had arrived not to conquer, but to demonstrate that control, patience, and strategy could surpass brute force. The galaxy was learning, slowly but surely, that the quietest presence could command the loudest fear. The Empire could no longer hide from the truth. Humans had arrived near Earth, and their calm presence had thrown the Galactic Empire into confusion. Captain Donghyun of the Empire's battleship stared at the frozen fleet around him. Every ship was immobilized when near humans, and their systems were failing. He turned to his first officer, Yi-Jin. "What do we do? They have not fired a shot, yet we are powerless." Yi-Jin shook her head. "Sir, I do not know. Their fleet is silent, disciplined, and unyielding. We cannot predict their moves." Admiral Jihai observed the situation from the flagship. "They are teaching us patience, discipline, and respect through calm. No weapon fired, yet our pride is shaken. This is what makes them formidable." On the human fleet, Commander Sukjin monitored the Empire's fleet carefully. Officer Hua-young studied the sensors. "Commander, the Empire is hesitating. Fear is evident in their movements." Sukjin nodded. "Good. Let them hesitate. This is the power of calm and strategy. We do not strike yet. Their own confusion teaches them." On the Empire's council, Counselor Sumin spoke urgently. "How could they reach Earth without our detection? Our alarms should have triggered. What power do they possess?" Admiral Jihai replied, "Their strength lies not in attack but in control. Their calm and discipline disrupt us more than weapons ever could. We are learning that arrogance blinds us to true power." Captain Donghyun observed the frozen Empire ships around him. "Our frigates are cruisers, they drift without control. They are immobilized by their presence alone." Meanwhile, the human fleet moved slightly, a calculated adjustment. Each ship shifted only a small distance, enough to influence the Empire's fleet without aggression. Sukjin addressed his officers quietly. "Observe. Do not provoke. Let them feel the consequences of underestimating humans." Officer Hua-young nodded. "Commander, they attempt communication again. They try to understand, but they cannot match our strategy." Sukjin smiled. "Exactly. Let them try. Each attempt teaches them restraint and patience." The Empire scrambled new tactics. They scanned, probed, and sent more messages. Every effort failed. Human ships anticipated movement and adjusted positions with precision. The Empire's crews whispered in fear. Captain Donghyun's officers could not explain the human control over technology and fleet behavior. The humans seemed to dominate without using weapons. Admiral Jihai addressed the council. "We cannot fight them in the usual way. Their calm and patience are more powerful than our most advanced technology. Our pride made us underestimate them. Now we see their true strength." On the human fleet, Sukjin watched the Empire struggle. "Fear is our weapon. Patience is our tool. We need only presence to command respect." Officer Hua-young analyzed the Empire's formations. "Commander, confusion spreads. Their fleets are unstable." Sukjin replied, "Let them watch and learn. Calm and control are stronger than any firepower right now. They will remember this lesson." The Empire realized humans were unmatched, not by sheer force, but by strategy, discipline, and calm. Their previous assumptions about human weakness were false. Humans wielded patience as a weapon and silence as power. Commander Sukjin observed Earth below. The planet glowed with life, unaware of the silent struggle above. Humans had survived countless threats throughout history, and now they protected their home without immediate violence. Bo Young, another officer, spoke quietly. "Commander, the Empire's leaders are growing cautious. They understand fear without seeing weapons." Sukjin nodded. "Exactly. We teach without attacking. That is true strength." Hours passed. The Empire's fleets were frozen, systems failing, officers panicked. No alarms rang. No explosions occurred. Only the silent human fleet, calm and disciplined, demonstrated power. The Empire's arrogance was exposed, and the humans' patience became their weapon. Commander Sukjin walked to the observation deck. "We have shown them that humans need not fight to be feared. Control and patience are more powerful than force. Bo Young looked at the stars with him. Commander, the Empire will never forget this day. They will always remember the quiet strength of humans. The human fleet remained near Earth, a silent guardian. The Empire's ships floated frozen in space, uncertain and cautious. Humans had arrived not to conquer, but to teach the galaxy that strength could be shown without violence. Calmness and strategy were their greatest weapons, and the galaxy would remember the lesson forever. Admiral Ji-hai closed her eyes, reflecting on the events. We are humbled. Humans are unlike any species we have faced. Their calm commands fear and respect more than any armada. On the human fleet, Commander Sukjin spoke quietly to his officers. This is our victory, not through destruction, but through demonstration of our resilience and patience. The Empire understands what humans are capable of, and they will respect it. Bo Young nodded. Commander, our calm has spoken louder than any weapon could. The Empire's fleets continued to drift, paralyzed and cautious. No alarms, no shots, only the presence of humans. This was a victory of patience, strategy, and calm. The galaxy had witnessed humans as a force to be respected, a species that could command fear